at 30-12 overall, and Jim Gray mentioned they're 9-9 on the road. The Rockets just... who only give up 83.5 points a game. That on target perhaps for an NBA record for a season. San Antonio doesn't give up very many either. Yao Ming over Device.
Established. Yao Ming only 10-11 shots per
stolen by Device. It's a tough one to do.
Well, 2 times tonight, Coutinho Mobley just horrendous post-feeding.
Christie working underneath.
The intimidating presence of Yao Ming.
Deja Stojakovic trying to shake loose. The shot clock at 8 as Miller drives into Ming and lost the ball in the process.
The rest of the league already knows things are different here in Houston.
And because Yao Ming gives you that effort, not
top scorers, Peja, Bibby, and Miller, up till that timeout, had not attempted a single shot. Yikes.
They've had 9 possessions. They've scored 3 points. We're about 4 minutes in. Yao Ming. Yep.
Well, Brade's going to try to trick him. Brade's going to try to...
17 points a game.
Jim, the point I was trying to make was that Steve Francis was distracted by his teammates who came up off the bench while he was attempting that shot.
Jim Jackson hits for 3 again.
If the Rockets play with this, I'm going to need to take a timeout, concerned about the tempo.
7 straight points left in the quarter. Let's check in with Kevin Frazier.
It's that timeout. Peja, Bibby, type of player, or Hakeem Olajuwon. Remember, he's just 23 years old. Started has to be when that guy comes off the screen, turn him back the other direction as Yao Ming towers. Well over 100-point game here. And Houston does not like to play that way. 23 points in the last 6 minutes for the Sacramento Kings.
Yao Ming back on for the Rockets as he came in for Cato. A straight-on look at a 3 from Knockbar. Yao the rebound, and now Mobley fires and hits for 3. Coutinho cleared by Taylor.
You have no vision of the basket whatsoever when Yao Ming's out there. Blades 0 for 6 tonight. Yikes, make a shot.
12 to shoot for Houston. I think Blade's going to be in for a long night.
What a pass.
And Yao Ming has 6 points scored, giving the Rockets. Mark Jackson signed for the rest of the year. As you see, Jackson with that wraparound pass to Yao Ming.
Wearing number 31, Mark Jackson, the reverse of his longtime number 13.
Jim Gray.
Big guys, by our tendency, probably aren't.
That foul is on Anthony Peeler. 2 fouls on him.
Now his mother played for the Chinese national team, as Yao Ming does himself, and there are his parents. Yao Ming lives with his parents outside of town, about 20 minutes away from here. Based on the traffic, there's no traffic here in Houston, is there, Jim?
At all those stretch limousines. How about the stretch Hummers? That's an interesting look, is it not? Here we are in the Toyota Center, and as I walked out, they have the Lexus room.
Oh,
did you notice that?
The Lexus Lounge?
Yeah.
Where would the
foul has been called on Yao Ming?
I like that.
It's his first foul.
The fact that he got it. Leaning in. Now, if they call that consistently on all the post players in the NBA, they just shot Bobby Jackson's hat all night.
You know what? We've got the announcers nightmare. We've got Bobby Jackson, Mark Jackson, and Jim Jackson all in the game.
I'll let you take care of it while the lady delivers the drinks here to the front row.
Taylor operating on Smith. Double team help. Francis, nice feed to Yao Ming. The basket's good and a foul.
That is beautiful basketball. Sacramento never noted for their interior defensive presence. 7 assists, though, for Steve Francis. This the sense of anticipation, the sense of where you are. Described so brilliantly by Bill Bradley in the late 60s of figuring out how this game is played at the mental level. And now you bring Yao Ming, Steve Francis, Coutinho Mobley, Jim Jackson, Mark Jackson, Maurice Taylor together, you got a real force for the future. Sacramento's capitalizing on their fast break transition game, 15-2. It's a plus 13 edge on the fast break.
Complete and finishing games while we've been on this road trip. That's what they concentrated on at halftime. Rick Adelman also told them, hey, the Rockets shot 52%. They won't do that again, and we have to make sure defensively we won't do that. As for Jeff Van Gundy, he said, we need to have more balance on the floor. We need to get back. Our transition is bad. We've had far too many lapses. Jim?
Well, actually, Sacramento, I thought, played a little better in the late stages of the first and second quarters than they did on Sunday in Dallas when, as Yao Ming opens the scoring in the second half. And Dallas on Sunday.
In and of itself, with Brad Miller only shooting 1 for 3, now 1 for 4. Vlade 1 for 7. It has been an intimidating presence. Tough fall floor, which is a very scary thought to everyone here. Lands awkwardly, pushed by his own teammate in the back.
That was your friend, Kelvin Cato.
Doing everything.
And another rebound. 6-point Houston lead.
But after a free throw, you come right back and dump it straight into Yao Ming. Let him go.
There you go. He's got it now, operating against Divac. And a foul on Christie from behind. First foul on Christie. 3 team fouls, and it is a shooting foul for Yao Ming. Here he is in the post.
The best players I ever played against in terms of working for that deep low post position were Abdul-Jabbar and Kevin McHale. And what Yao Ming would do better at in trying to establish that deep position is facing his man on offense. If he would not turn his back until the very last moment. And then, of course, you have to get better post feeding. With Jim Jackson standing out there looking at him and pump faking, it looks so much like the old Lakers before Magic showed up.
Yeah, what you say is true, but he loses sight of the... Ahead to Stojakovic, and Francis the rebound and starts the outlet with Jackson.
Yao Ming is wide open and deep in the paint.
And a foul on Divac over the back.
Peja knocked about Yao Ming, coaching him and comparing.
All his second.
You get the sense that Sacramento's strategy is just to hang around.
On NBA TV to find out interior pass broken up by the Kings. It's out of bounds to Houston with 8 to shoot.
Houston's on their way, but with this disparity in the rebounds, I mean, the last month, he started very strong this season, but the question is whether he's tired, whether he's fatigued, whether he's still getting the good looks that he was earlier on. But Brad Miller is one of 3 Kings that I picked on my Western All-Stars this year.
Yao Ming called for the offensive foul as Miller took the charge.
All coaches want, all fans want, all parents want is consistency. Lost his balance. The footwork confused.
Call that foul. That is the 3rd foul.
One thing
Sacramento's Brad Miller with Sacramento. But the ball hit the rim. So they got 21 seconds to shoot coming in.
So close to the basket, you would anticipate and expect.
6:49 left.
Great stars, and then Yao Ming, 12 points and 10 rebounds, but a lot of those numbers were early.
Let's check in with Jim.
Steve Francis just fell on the floor.
Just got Padgett in the game, replacing Yao Ming for Houston.
You take Yao Ming out, it hasn't happened. They've got to start going for threes. Will Yao Ming
throw shooter? Divac is out. Rick Adelman wants
all those passes that are normally
Peja Stojakovic
for corner and says, don't throw it this way.
And Sacramento has its come from behind win to